I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, she's got numerous titles, including Birds of a Feather, Hero of Her Heart, The Artist, Black Widow. Well, I could go on and on and on and on and on because Michele Wallace Campanelli is an acclaimed writer, singer, and celebrity who has penned numerous novels and stories that have graced the bestseller lists, with two clinching the #1 spot on the New York Times. Beyond her literary achievements, Michele stands out as the CEO of Regal Entertainment Services, social media director of Space Coast Symphony Orchestra, and a passionate advocate for emerging writers. We're delighted to welcome back this very talented author to our show. We thank the folks at Good River, rather, for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel. Michele, great to see you today.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here, Logan. I'm so honored to be here.
Oh, the honor
Thank you so much.
Oh, the honor is all mine. Glad to have you. Always pleasant to talk to you. Tell us a little bit about Birds of a Feather.
Well, it's a wonderful story about basically redemption. It's about a kid who's in a detention center. He's in a gang, and the correction officer, who is a woman, really takes him under her wing and believes in him and believes that he can make a better life for himself. And well, there's also some vultures involved that get kind of a toxin or some, and they go nuts and they start attacking people and attacking the juvenile detention center. So there's some kind of evil, characters in it. But there's also hope. It's a story about anybody can do it. They can change their life. They can be positive. And it's a story about, like I said, redemption, second chances, believing in people, and how much that can make a difference in their lives. I really like Birds of a Feather, especially. My late husband was a corrections officer. And so he kind of inspired this, to not give up on our youth, to care about them. A lot of times where he worked, parents wouldn't even show up on visitation. So it really shows the difference that parents can make, people can make in other people's lives. And that's why I really love this book. It's one of my favorites. I know one of your favorites is The Artist, though, I heard.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The Artist is a great book, very, very imaginative. And why don't you give the folks at home the overview on The Artist?
Well, it's about it's set during World War II. It's about an artist who gets inspired and really makes a difference in people's lives. It's also a love story, so if you like a little bit of romance here and there, it's great. It's also a thriller. It's got adventure. It's got it all. So I'm glad you like that one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that era in general, and I feel like you really brought it to life. So it's a wonderful read and highly recommended for sure. You are a busy lady. We talked about some of your work with the orchestra and so forth.
Yes,
and
I do a lot of children's books as well, with the orchestra, to inspire kids to get involved with music. Kids that are involved with music are smarter in other classes. They learn about teamwork. They learn discipline. And so I really try to encourage people to get involved with music, especially kids, whether it's an instrument or a vocal, whether it's choir or band. I really feel that makes a difference. And I team up with the symphony, and they put a concert together and then highlight my children's book. Like the last one was Rex and Friends, which is about a T-Rex. So they put around all kinds of like Jurassic Park type music. And then it would cut to some of my book, and they bust kids in. And last one was like 2,000 kids. And so we really do a lot to inspire kids and get them involved in music. A lot of those kids have never been to a symphony concert, So the next one we're doing is in November. It's called Musicians Are Superheroes, and we hope Superman shows up, maybe Batman, not sure, but we're gonna have some in costume.
Sounds
So
great. You know, a lot of
yeah,
kids are left-brained like me. Science, technology, engineering, and math isn't really their thing. It's art.
yeah,
And you got to realize that art is what does keep kids invested in school. For me, it was being able to go to play rehearsal after school.
yes,
That's why I went to the
drama,
other 8 classes, you know?
whether it's art or drama, I mean, all of that is excellent for kids. You know, it
Absolutely.
helps them feel that they belong and they're
Right.
using their talent.
Right. Right.
So,
Some kids are good at math, other kids are good at speaking, other kids are good at
yeah,
dancing, singing, you know, pottery, whatever it is. You know, arts should not
right.
be
Or
overlooked or
sports.
dismissed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
got to
got
encourage people to do what really they're drawn to, what their talents are. And that's what I do with the symphony. We really try to encourage kids to get involved in programs in school. And hopefully it helps them, you know, with discipline and getting along and teamwork. And so
absolutely.
yeah, it's wonderful. And I feel so, I mean, the kids come up to me and give me hugs, and it's just wonderful, you know?
That's great. That's great. Now, we were talking about Birds of a Feather before. That is available. That people can find out more on your website about the book.
Yes, www.michellecampanelli.com. It's
Mhm.
available on Amazon.com, BN.com, which is Barnes and
The
Noble.
Noble. Yeah,
And it is in certain bookstores, but Books A Million, it's in some. So I hope you pick up a copy, whether
absolutely.
it's Birds of Feather or my children's books. Um, and hopefully soon we'll be getting into audiobooks.
That's great. That'd be great. Yeah. Like we said, there's all different type of learners out there too. Some people need to hear it, you know, in order to enjoy it
Yes,
and in listening in the
absolutely.
car and that kind of stuff. Now, are you also engaged in a doctorate course right now, or are you studying to get your
Yes,
doctorate in education?
I'm getting my doctorate in education. I
Wow.
got my master's degree in creative writing, but I may become a teacher someday. Let's hope.
Yeah, well, you're the
So,
busiest woman in showbiz, that's for sure. Are you currently working on a book? Is there a book in progress?
yes, I'm currently finishing up a book called Symphony, which
Mhm.
is behind the scenes of a symphony, very exciting. And I'm working on another children's book as well.
Okay. And behind the scenes of the symphony, does something
Yeah.
unexpected happen? Is that
Yes, a Stradivarius gets stolen.
okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good. So
You
it's a
know,
little,
that's a violin that's pretty
yes.
expensive. Yeah.
That's the only brand of violin I know, and it's probably from watching movies. It's not from actually using one.
Well, I
Absolutely.
think the most expensive one was $6 million. So it's up there with violins, and they were made in Italy, like in 1800s. Or it's amazing. A certain type of tree that was used, and so in the symphony, the violin disappears, and it is very expensive, and it's kind of a thriller of who stole the violin and why they stole it.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Before we mentioned the title, so let's give the folks at home an overview on this book as well. Black Widow. Tell the folks what that's about.
Black Widow is a thriller, okay? And if you don't like spiders, you may not like this book because there's spiders in it. She stole something from a museum,
Mhm.
and there's two detectives that try to figure out who stole it, why they stole it. And yeah, it's very exciting. But if you don't like spiders, you may not like this book, but
Okay.
it's thrilling.
You
She's
are
kind of
forewarned. Everybody is
a
warned.
vixen. Yeah, she's kind of sexy and,
Well,
yeah.
that part of the book we definitely like. We might not like spiders, but we like sexy vixens in our books for
Yes.
sure. Well,
Yes,
you've
she
got
has superpowers.
okay.
So you got
There
to
we
watch
go.
out about that.
Okay, there we
So
go. If you were to take any of your books and poof, you can turn it into a movie, which one would it be?
They actually all would be great
Yeah.
movies. Even the children's books would make great animated movies.
Yeah.
I am really, really hopeful that that will happen someday. And hopefully it will. I
Yeah.
got my fingers crossed. I pray every night. I'm like, this has got to happen someday because my stories really would be great, great
Yeah.
movies.
I
Really.
agree. And you've got the secret formula there. One, you're a great writer, and two, you keep on putting out more work. So it's sort of like,
Yes.
I will be noticed, I will be read, it'll wind up in the right hands eventually. One day, Christopher Nolan will be like, hey, you know, Birds of a Feather would be a great film. So Christopher Nolan, if you're listening, it would be a great film. I think
Yes,
it's right up your alley.
please.
Absolutely.
Please.
Absolutely. Again, the titles are Birds of a Feather, Hero of Her Heart, one of my favorites, The Artist, and of course, Black Widow. You can read more about these books, see more about these books on Michele's website, michelecampanelli.com. You'll have
Yes.
the links below this interview so you can click and learn more. Michele, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
It's wonderful to see you again, Logan.
Wonderful to see you as well. I know you're in Florida, so stay safe as Idalia blows through. Hopefully it goes away completely or breaks up or loses its, because I don't want any place to get hit. I don't want to say I hope it goes to this place or that place, but hopefully we're all spared and everybody is safe. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.